So one of the things for public relations, I like to try to provide people with some information. It's easy to give you information on dates and what's upcoming, but sometimes we don't remember some of our past. So what I've started doing is making sure we have an election coming up. We all need to be on the same page. We need to understand what took place because a lot of times our past, it can dictate our future. So one of the things I found interesting going through the minutes, which are public records, so you can go through them, and because I don't know the Sunshine Act, there was a resolution of condemnation. I'm just wondering how many people remember this resolution. It's like this is a person who is running for another office, but this is a person who has a resolution about tape recordings that exist that document their use of racial slurs and insults. You're about to go to the polls. Do you know that? How about the news that this person used such slurs and it was widely spread through the media? This person actually admitted her use of the racial slurs and insults. She refused to apologize or retract any of them, of the racial slurs and insults. Such language has contributed to an erosion of our town's racial climate. The council strongly believed at that time in the equality of all people. So it was resolved that the council deplores and condemns that mayor for language that was divisive to our community, demeaning to taxpayers, and beneath the dignity that must be maintained by a public official. It was signed by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people. But how are we about to go to the polls and people don't know this? Are you just not remembering this? I'm not sure if everybody knows this, so as a public relations person, I'm going to educate you. There was not too long ago, and in case people are thinking about this and thinking about not voting for somebody because of this statement that was false, we were accused of misusing municipal funds because we called highway to come clean up something, and it was a Saturday. Well, in the minutes, interestingly enough, somebody's antique car was in intensive care, and they had to depend on our officers who were quite busy to chauffeur them around. They were thanking the officers and the chief for that. Wait a second, you can't call municipal services to pick up trash, but an officer can go pick somebody up? But what I didn't understand is that it was opted that it was more economical for this person to start driving themselves, and they thanked the Borough Council because there was no interference in that decision. Does that mean that we gave a car? I don't know. But if we're going to talk about who misuses funds, let's talk in totality. Let's be educated all the way around. I don't like this one-sided stuff. So that's all I wanted to tell you today.
Okay. Thank you, Mr.
Bait.
Solicitor's report, please.
Madam President, I'm asking that we go into go into executive session to discuss personnel matters, real estate matters, and legal matters.
Okay. There will be an executive session.